You know, Netflix is known for a lot of things, like cheesy teen rom-coms by the dozen. But you know winter's coming when they start rolling out the Christmas movies. Last year, Netflix gave us A Christmas Prince, a movie about, you know, just your average normal girl who has to pretend that she's a teacher for the princess. And now this year we get The Princess Switch, a movie about a normal girl who has to pretend she's a princess. I mean, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it, am I right? Well, like I said, that time of year has finally come, so grab some hot cocoa, sit back, and let's see what old Saint Netflix has for us this year. The Princess Switch stars Vanessa Hudgens, who you might remember from the generation-defining smash hit movie Beastly. Anyway, she plays Stacy, just your average working girl who owns her own bakery, and with Christmas coming up soon, things are getting pretty busy.
City Hall needs us by 5. How are you doing?
Ready when you are, boss.
And that is why Kevin Richards is the best sous chef in the business.
Stop. Okay, carry on.
Dad! Hi, Stacy. Are there any sugar cookies left for your favorite goddaughter?
Well, you are my only goddaughter.
And you're still not even my favorite, so like, how does that even work? Now this tall glass of Ovaltine is Kevin, her co-worker, who's also been her best friend for like forever. Now behind her back, Kevin sent in an application for this like super fancy baking competition in the magical land of Belgravia, which also just so happens to be my favorite Pokemon, but that's a different conversation.
You know the Christmas baking contest you're always talking about?
Uh-huh.
When you broke up with Paul, I wanted to cheer you up, so I sent in a photo and our recipe for the Christmas castle cake hand.
And
Ta-da!
Belgravia is like a fairy tale. You get to stay in a cottage and even have a handsome prince.
A handsome prince? Well, definitely no shenanigans are gonna come out of this one. Now, despite the whole handsome prince thing, Stacy's not too sure about it because, truth be told, she's still kind of hung up on her ex-boyfriend, Paul. Now, on her way out for the day, guess who she runs into?
Christmas sure is a magical time of year, wouldn't you say?
yeah, I just wish I had someone to spend it with.
Christmas wishes have been known to come true.
Excuse me. Paul?
Stacy, hey.
Hey.
You know, I was thinking about you the other day. Last Christmas at Lodge in Vermont.
Yeah, that was pretty terrific.
Well, you can cut that subtext with a knife now, can't you? I thought this was a family movie. But then Paul's new girlfriend shows up and ruins the moment. Now, realizing that there isn't really anything left for her here, Stacy decides to pack up and go to Belgravia, the tiny European kingdom where everyone's British for some reason.
No. I'm sorry, you look so familiar.
I've heard that before.
Well, you weren't in Chicago last week, were you?
How could I have been in Chicago?
Psh, yeah, come on, Stacy. What, were you born yesterday? How could someone possibly go from one place to another place, huh? Like, you think the world just runs on magic? So it's time to start preparing for the competition. And once you know, Stacy meets up with her old cooking school rival, and of course, some things never change.
Stacy DeNovo. What a surprise.
Brianna Michaels. Didn't know you were going to be here.
I won the competition last year.
Oh, well, congratulations.
And what Stacy and I went to the Cordon Bleu together.
Yeah, Brianna was really close to some of the faculty.
They knew I had talent.
Oh yeah, like when you sauced Professor Kendall's berries?
After this, totally on accident, she spills whatever this is on Stacy, and Stacy has to go backstage and change her apron. But on the way, you'll never guess what happens.
Ugh. I am so sorry.
No problem.
Oh, it's one of these movies. Oh. So once Stacy 2.0 gets over the shock and all that, she has an idea.
The royal pastry chef here has a way of doing things, and I'm not sure they're to my liking. Would you join me at the palace for a consultation later on today? I would be so honored. Well, shall we say in an hour or so? Do I need a bow or something before I go? It really isn't necessary.
But hey, feel free to do a couple backflips or something, because I mean, that'd be pretty sweet. Now, as you can imagine, Stacy's real excited about the whole thing, but the Duchess has one very important requirement.
I mean, I was gonna go sightseeing with my friends, but I'm sure they'll understand if I tell them.
Oh,
no, you can't tell a soul about this. I wouldn't want to risk offending the king and queen.
Anyway, so taking the Duchess up on her offer, Stacy makes up some dumb excuse and heads over to the palace to see what's going on. But then the other shoe drops and the movie takes a shocking twist that totally hasn't been done like 50 times before.
I'm supposed to marry Prince Edward on New Year's Day, but I don't know anything about the people here, or what a normal life here, or anywhere's like. So, you want me to teach you how to be normal? No. I want to be you.
You want to be me? Well, okay, first of all, how often do you wake up in the middle of the night because you remembered something dumb you said back in like freshman year? Never? Okay, well, we gotta work on that one. How many weekends this year have you spent binging Netflix while eating nothing but ice cream and some Cheetos you found in your couch? You know, on second thought, maybe being me isn't so bad after all. Do you ever drink ranch straight out of the bottle? Anyway, Stacy decides to go along with it, because I mean, otherwise this would be a real short movie now, wouldn't it? Hey, you and I look exactly the same. You want to switch lives until like the 45-minute mark? Nah. So the plan is to switch lives for 2 days because the Duchess wants to try living a normal life. And I mean, you know, sure, like it's only 2 days. What could possibly happen? So then we get a montage of them trying to like teach each other how to be them, you know, like how to walk, how to talk, switch clothes, all that stuff. You know, in these kind of movies when like two characters switch places or whatever, it sure is lucky that they have like the exact same body type and size, you know? Like what if these two had met but Stacy just like really liked mozzarella sticks, you know? Anyway, then the time comes to switch lives. And right from the get-go, things start getting a little weird.
Hey.
Olivia thought you got lost. She went to bed an hour ago.
Just taking in the sights. And there are a lot of sights to see.
So like, do you have to say it all creepy like that? Hey Stacy, where were you? Just checking out the sights, if you know what I'm saying. So the next day, Stacy, pretending to be the Duchess, has breakfast with the King and Queen, and she quickly realizes that, you know, she's kind of in over her head.
I've been talking with Chef about the menu for the reception.
What about the menu? Prithee tell.
It's the salad course. Chef was thinking about a peanut sauce for salad dressing. But I seem to recall that one of your relatives is allergic. I just can't recall which one.
So Stacy just kind of fumbles her way through the whole conversation. And would you believe, the King starts to get a little suspicious.
I want you to keep a close eye on the Duchess. She seems, different?
Something's weird with that girl. Her fake British accent's worse than usual. Keep an eye on her. Now, around the same time, Kevin's daughter also starts to get suspicious because the Duchess messed up the secret handshake. And I mean, come on, that's just unforgivable. And if that wasn't proof enough, as luck would have it, Stacy tries calling the Duchess at the exact wrong moment.
Suspicion confirmed.
Hello.
Boy, am I glad you picked up.
I was going to call you.
There's been a bit of a snag at this end.
What happened?
Hey there, princess.
Oh, you figured us out.
Anyway, so the Duchess, pretending to be Stacy and like everyone on her side, they decide to go out for a day on the town, doing all kinds of fun Christmas stuff.
Huh?
And what's that supposed to be?
Rudolph.
Rudolph the blood-sucking reindeer? Look, it's Santa!
I'm sorry, can we just watch that part again?
Look, it's Santa!
Okay, well, it looks like Santa's got a little case of emphysema going on there. Been huffing the old mistletoe too much, you know what I'm saying? Now, the movie keeps going back and forth like this, so I'll just speed things up. Basically, long story short, with the Duchess side of the story, we see her experience a new normal life, right? She's eating normal people food, she starts falling in love with Kevin, you know, the usual kind of thing.
Yes?
Hey, I forgot my toothpaste. Can I borrow yours?
Sure.
Oh, okay, it's one of these movies. You know, you can definitely tell who the target audience is for this movie now, can't you? Hey, Stacy. Huh? Can I borrow some toothpaste? Toothpaste. Look at all this toothpaste. But then you have the Stacy side of things, where it's really just this like overly long, drawn out misadventure of how like she doesn't know anything about anything. She tries to ride a horse and falls off, or she has to play the piano at the palace ball. I think you get the idea. And somehow, for seemingly no reason at all, she starts to fall in love with the prince, who at least from my point of view, is really just like some boring dude. Now that night is the final night of the princess switch, and neither one of them really wants to go back to their boring lives after everything they've been through up to that point. But of course, you know, they have to switch back sooner or later, and not everyone's too thrilled about it.
It really is you.
Like, do you have to sound so disappointed?
I really wish Margaret didn't have to go. And now she has to marry that creepy old prince who probably smells like mothballs.
Okay, first of all, the prince does not smell like mothballs, and he's definitely not creepy.
Then what was he?
Dreamy.
Huh?
Sweet.
What?
Funny.
Are we talking about the same guy? Because the Edward I saw was none of the above. I mean, like throughout the whole movie, right? We see Kevin laugh, cry, takes care of his daughter. Like he's a real stand-up guy, you know, A+. But Edward? I mean, just let me show you the many faces of Prince Edward, okay? You got the happy face, you got the sad face, you got the angry face, and you got the face that says, did I forget to flush this morning? I think you see where I'm going here. Like, he doesn't really do much of anything in the movie, to be honest. Like, Kevin's all full of personality and charm and all that, and Edward is a prince. That's it. And besides, we haven't even seen him with his shirt off yet, okay? I mean, heaven forbid, what if he only has a 4-pack? We need all the facts! So the next day is the baking competition that started the whole thing. And turns out the redheaded girl from earlier sabotaged Stacy's KitchenAid mixer, so she has to do whatever that's for by hand. But ultimately it doesn't matter because she wins first place anyways. So like, what was even the point of this whole story beat here? It's just this like half-baked revenge story or something. Now the winners of the baking competition are supposed to get their ribbons and stuff from the prince and the Duchess. And as you can probably guess, this is gonna cause a few problems. So this is the part where everyone learns the truth about what's really been going on.
I didn't plan any of this, but I suppose I found out I'm just a normal girl. And normal girls, they fall in love with normal boys. Like you.
Well, there's a backhanded compliment. You're my kind of guy, Kevin. Totally average in every way. But here's where the movie turns from just your average cheesy rom-com into like, what?
Lady Margaret's trying to say that she's in love with you.
Doesn't that kind of piss you off?
Not at all, actually. Because I'm in love with her. Stacy brings out the best in me.
The way you bring out the best in me.
Oh, okay, you know, I just gotta stop you right there. This is all romantic and whatever, but I think there's just one little detail we're all forgetting here, okay?
It's been 2 days! 2 whole days, everybody!
Although, to be fair, I guess I can kind of sort of understand the Duchess's point of view, because I mean, she's like, well, I gotta admit, I was on the fence for a while, but I mean, who needs a kingdom when I can get a piece of this? And it's not like Stacy over here is doing any better.
I love you more than I've ever loved anyone in my whole life.
It's been only 2 days, Stacy!
But in the end, everyone gets what they want and lives happily ever after, because, you know, that's what happens in Christmas movies, right? And, like, we never learn who the old guy is who just keeps showing up everywhere. Like, it's never explained. There's no backstory. He just exists. Like, I don't know, maybe he's supposed to be Santa Claus or something? Like, I don't really get it myself. You know, I get that these movies are supposed to be cheesy and dumb, but, like, in a fun way or whatever. You know, they got bright colors and cool Christmas decorations everywhere, and the prince falls in love with the frumpy normal girl or whatever. Like, I get it. I mean, really, nothing about this movie makes any sense whatsoever if you just, like, sit and think about it for 5 seconds, but that's not what Christmas movies are about, okay? Christmas movies are all about giving you a feeling of nostalgia for a Christmas that you've never actually experienced once in your life. But you know, let's be honest, once in a while, maybe that's not such a bad thing. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. You know, Christmas movies have a kind of like mystique about them, right? Because like I love like the Muppet Christmas Carol, which is such a weird kind of cheesy movie, but like I love it. But this year I wanted to do 2 Christmas movies, just because, you know, I did 2 Halloween movies, 2 Christmas. I mean, there's so many Christmas movies, like it was hard to pick just one. And I mean, honestly, picking 2 was hard too. Like, it's like there's part of my brain that just wanted to like do every Christmas movie ever made. You know, it's like, well, let's just do like 12 Christmas movies. Why not? 12 days of Christmas. I mean, who needs to sleep and eat and live a life? You know. Now, with doing this movie, it's like, you know, it's a cheesy Christmas movie. It's basically it's like a Hallmark movie with a new coat of paint, basically, because like it's got that Hallmark level of just cheese where it's like it's so cheesy, it's kind of good. It's just so like bizarre because it's like, you know, they switch places for 2 days and then they both like just fall helplessly in love with people that they barely even know at all. Stacy falls in love with the prince. You know, she's supposed to be this like down to earth, like, you know, she's all about like making a plan and doing this and doing that. And then in 2 days, she's like, I loved you more than anyone I've ever known in my life. It's been 2 days, Stacy. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Okay. What is the appeal of these prince characters? You know, because it's like, they're so stoic and just like boring. Like, what is the appeal of any of these characters? Like, I just don't get it. You know, it's like they're not funny or interesting or exciting or spontaneous or anything. They're just like, they just talk to you in a British accent. See, that's the thing, right? You know, like so many girls fall in love with these people. They think like, oh, they're so smart and sensitive and beautiful and whatever. But it's like, they're just British. Anyway, guys, once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications because, you know, sometimes videos don't go out the right time, the right place. You know, sometimes weird things happen. So just so you don't miss any videos. Follow me on Twitter. Let me know what was your favorite part, or if you think there's a movie or TV show I'd take a look at, or just say hi. I don't know. Follow my dog Charlie on Instagram, Charlie Meets Pumpkin. My wife posts there almost every single day. Some extra Charlie in your life. You know, like, why wouldn't you, right? Anyway, so have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you all next time.